Okay, during the week, Nathan, Shamrock Rovers were away to Flora Tallinn in the Europa Conference League. I want to talk about this game in a positive light, but there's so many negatives in a defensive point of view. It's one of those things where it didn't look like Shamrock Rovers to me, as in they abandoned seemingly everything that was about Shamrock Rovers, as in they seemed to have a tight unit. That didn't happen. They didn't panic on the ball. They were always totally in control of the ball. Uh, that didn't happen either. And I thought their work rate was not as good. Now, maybe the heat got to them, maybe the travelling got to them, maybe there could be a lot of things, but I thought they looked tired as well. Um, what do you make of those points? And do you think there was something wrong with this Shamrock Rovers team, or was it just a bit of a gulf in class?
I would say Gulf of class. I don't know about you. I didn't think they were completely outclassed. I don't think I know 4-2, but they created chances and they had opportunities. And again, early on in the game, probably the first 10 minutes, they look decent. They look decent in possession. But yes, some of it's not a defensive performance, isn't it, that you associate with Shamrock Rovers this season? Playing out from the back, they were so sloppy. Strangely naive as well in ways. Tallaght destroyed them in the counter attack. And how many times did you see Joey O'Brien and Liam Scales, as they wants to do, get forward and join the attack? And they left Roberto Lopez isolated in many occasions. And there was times there 3v1s on Roberto, and you just can't afford to do that in these big European games, because you've seen even with the first goal, didn't he? Rovers to play over the back. It was sloppy, gave the ball away. It was one pass in to Sergei Zenyov, and he just forced touch, took a strike and went in. So, it's a bit more of a clinical nature to these European teams than he probably would have got away with that in the League of
I
Ireland.
think that's what I meant, Nathan. Instead of go for class, step up in class is probably
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
meant to mean.
yeah.
Because when they left gaps, they were punished badly.
Yeah, they were, and then that's what it comes down to, wasn't it? They were clinical, and you put them to the sword for the mistakes. And again, probably one or two of them, not all of them. I'm not saying the League of Ireland standard is atrocious, but they could have. I think particularly with the first goal, with playing out from the back, and there was still two or three men defenders around the striker, they probably would have got away with that in the League of Ireland. But just the clinical nature of the finish, it's disappointing for them. And it's even with Liam Scales going up and getting the goal in the 86th minute to make it 3-2. You thought, that's not bad, because it was a poor Shamrock Rovers performance. 3-2 back to Tallaght Stadium. You've only one goal deficit to come back from. But yeah, again, to go straight from that goal and concede from the kickoff with Sean Hoare being completely bullied off the ball. Very, very disappointing from a Shamrock Rovers point of view and a League of Ireland point of view. Like we said here plenty of times, even with me saying past top on me, I'll say that we were openly rooting for Shamrock Rovers to do well in this game and to do well in the next leg. What do you think? Do you think it's this tie is done? I think that it's a difficult one to say for me. Like Rovers, as we know, do have the firepower going forward. Like they were let down badly defensively, and if the have any sort of a similar defensive performance, I can't see them keeping a clean sheet against this Talent side.
No, and that's the biggest worry. It's not that they couldn't score two
Yeah,
or even three goals because they're well capable of doing that. But on that performance, they're not capable. If they play anything like that again, they're not capable of keeping a clean sheet. That was the worst performance I've seen from a Shamrock Rovers team all year. They were so open. The back line, the centre backs, three at the back, were getting dragged out all the way out to the full back positions and leaving huge holes between each other. And they were just treading balls through for fun. The midfield, the pressure was very, very poor, I thought, in the midfield. Anytime the ball was being passed around across from one side to the other, I thought they could get their head up, they could pick a pass. I just thought there was a tired look or a lackadaisy look to the Shamrock Rovers team. And the defending was it was diabolical. It was poor. As you said, even passing balls out, no pressure on, passing balls out and just passing it straight to Tallaght centre forwards or into their midfield and getting caught in the counter attack. It was one of the worst games I've seen from Shamrock Rovers, probably in a couple of years, because it was so unlike Shamrock Rovers. That was what I could see. I sat and I was watching it with my uncle, who doesn't watch football that much, and he was watching Shamrock Rovers, and my dad wouldn't watch League of Ireland all that much either. He'd watch it here and there.
Yeah.
And when I'm watching it, I'm nearly apologising to them, saying these are better than this, and knowing that they're going, yeah, fucking right, not a chance they are, because they're League of Ireland. But it was so unlike them. And there was one time Ronan Finn got the ball, and it came to him, and instead of taking it down, he just booted it up in the air, and I'm going, that's not what you were doing. Like, you had 4 yards of space there. You're normally taking it down, passing it off, and going again. So yeah, it was so unlike them. But
making a fucking lawyer out of us as well, aren't he?
They deserve it.
A lot of we saw here this European run, how Gracie and Bow, some of the atmosphere in the Aviva Stadium, Dundalk picking up great wins, even Rovers picking up great wins in this European run, and we were crying out for some television coverage, and as soon as we fucking get it, it's
jinxed.
Rovers come out and give, like I said, probably the worst performance under Stephen Bradley since his early days when he took over. Some of the fans were pretty bad and he came in early, but they were absolutely horrid to watch, and like you were saying, it was completely out of character for them, wasn't it?
Yeah. What I would say is that can they get through? Of course they could get through, but they are going to have to play one of their a complete switch from the way they played the other night, and have one of the best defensive performances that they've ever had. They can't concede. They just cannot concede at home and hope to go in and win 2-3-0. And you're kind of even saying, because when they got knocked out of the Champions League, they went and scored 2 goals and then conceded and got knocked out with that goal. And you're just thinking, that's probably going to happen again, because the way they played the other night, it was just so diabolical in defensively as a unit, not just in the back line, but as a defensive unit in a team. That it's hard to see them not concede. So they'll have to have their best defensive night this season, and they'll also have to try and come up with 3 goals to go on and win it, unless they go on and win it in penalties. So it can be done, but it's going to be, they're going to have to put in their best performance of the year.
Yeah, big time, they really are. And like we were saying, going back to the Champions League game against Bratislava, they were unbelievable on the night, Shamrock Rovers. They really were, and they'd be really disappointed with that one. And we've heard it, even myself, again, personalising it, living down here in Sligo, you still hear about the night they beat Rosenborg. But again, did you forget to mention that they got knocked out of ties? So we're gone past that stage now for me. It's all well and good beating these teams. We got a good win against them, against Bratislava. We lost a tie. It ultimately doesn't mean anything. So, and realistically, this isn't an overly difficult tie for Shamrock Rovers. Like the Estonian champions, the most successful side since the Estonian top flight has been created. But there's definitely tougher ties for Shamrock Rovers to face, and going into this one, listening to a lot of people, that have an interest in the League of Ireland, there was definitely positivity, and there was definitely, a realistic chance of Rovers getting past this and find themselves in the pot for the group stages.
Yeah, well, they can still do it. It's totally up to them and how they perform.